storm. On go the lights.
And they go, and away we go, and both the Aprilia start well, but it's Biaggi. Looks as though he's going to have the whole shot by a country mile. Melandri will clock into second place, and defending that third place is Kamiya, and here come the Kawasaki's. Whoa, look at them go.
Yeah, what a start from the Kawasaki's. I couldn't see if that was Tom Sykes or the scores, but...
well, I think it was both.
Yeah. But that's Tom Sykes up there.
Yeah, it is. In third place, he's moved up. Kamiya loses a place, and the scores is fifth. Kamiya fourth. So a great start from Biaggi. Really did dive off the line well. Melandri's gone with him, and Sykes is trying to put pressure on early on.
Yeah, and that's what he needs to do. That is the weak part of the Kawasaki at the moment, and it's Tom Sykes is really trying to do the best job he can to get out there and do the best he can.
And early on, already Checker trying to scrabble to stay in contention. It looks as though Hasler, one of the BMWs, is up there as well as they go through the mini corkscrew for the first time.
Bit of a sandwich there, pretty tight at the back. Look at Jakob Schmerz back there. That's not where he wants to be. He just needs to have a clean, smooth race because he's coming into his home race next time round.
Yeah, way back there. And he's fighting, actually. That is Lavity also with a terrible start.
What's going on with Lavity? He's down in 16th position.
An awful start by him. Here we go now. Here's the starting to tell point, because we head down the hill now and onto the main straight. And look at Tom Sykes. Pushing in third place. The Scorse is with him, the Spaniard.
Oh, look at that, Sykesy. Through you go.
Nice move. Tom Sykes moves up to second, but will he hold it with Melandri? No, not for long.
Well, hang
We're
on.
on board with Melandri.
Look how close he is.
Too close.
Biaggi did a 59.3. Checker in traffic, 59.5.
Which is impressive, given the traffic, as you said. Here's another look. Nice and clean.
Yeah, but see how narrow he can enter. Really tight entry, still not run wide. Impressive stuff. He had the softest front tyre and the hardest rear tyre.
Last gap between Biaggi and Checker. It was 2.2. It is 2.6. 2.1 to 2.6. So Biaggi lengthening the gap. Checker's got time. And as we've heard before, Biaggi never 100% about those last 5 or 6 laps, and it showed last time out. He considerably slowed in the closing stages, and of course it's hotter now, but they may have just adjusted it whereby they get more out of it. That was the plan anyway.
Fabrizio, though, we can explain his extra speed because he's one of the guys that has chosen the soft rear tyre, which works in these higher temperatures. And look at him now under brakes, and he's well past Tom Sykes there.
Yeah, that was a very good manoeuvre. He almost did a stoppie into that turn there. Two Kawasaki's chasing him as we look on board back from Fabrizio.
I like these onboard cameras.
Wonderful, especially in the glorious sunshine.
Oh,
And
no.
another crash. Well, not listening clearly to you. Jakob Schmerz down again, and that is just, he's better than that.
Yeah, there's some problem going on there, but it's not going to do his confidence any good at all. That's 2 front-end crashes here, 2 high sides in Misano. He's got to go away. He's got 3 weeks to recover from this, but it's going to be hard.
Yeah, and the recovery's all in the head.
Between those two, just to say it again, the front tyre, Biaggi changed front tyre. He had the super soft front tyre on in race 1. He's now got exactly the same front tyre on as the number 33 machine of Melandri.
Haga getting past Lavity.
And I don't understand why Kamiya didn't put a soft rear tyre on. Because basically 3 or 4 guys used it in race 1, which meant that everybody could see how it wore. It wore good and it gave good grip. The temperature's hotter. In theory, you should have put it on.
Haga up to 8th now. Might even challenge Kamiya before the day is done. Remember, this is 300th race. Without doubt, Noriyuki Haga, very much the daddy of World Superbikes. And happy Father's Day to him, and happy Father's Day to my dad too. You know, get it in. But Biaggi, the champion, and looking like one at the moment. Melandri going for the double, and I tell you what, Lavity hasn't lost out too much despite losing out to Haga. And look, as I said, Haga now challenging Kamiya.
Yeah, I mean, Kamiya's really, really struggling. He made definitely the right tyre choice in race 1, but he should have changed the rear tyre for race 2 in my mind. Look at Haga now up the inside.
He's going for it, and Haga's got it surely this time. Yeah, that was easy.
By a country mile.
Yep. And Haga makes up another place. Definitely inspired by that 300th running And is Eugene Laminy now going to challenge fellow Brit?
Yep, Laminy's all over the back of Camia at the moment.
Watchers on as Biaggi and Camia trying to do their best.
There he goes, up the inside, number 58.
Sideways, Olga.
Eugene's both wide. They're both wide there.
Oh, Sykes is out.
Front end.
Tom Sykes has blown it.
Lost the front end. There you go. Oops, oops, oops. He lost the front end last time out too. But he was giving it everything he had, wasn't he? Oh, here we go.
I was 1, 2, 3, 4, and
Ruben's still having traction control problems by the look of that.
So problems at Honda, problems at BMW.
No problems here. Yeah, I mean, he's basically today, Checker's just got to take the points that he can get, and you know, he's still going to have a healthy lead coming out of here. But going into Brno next week, or next time out, that's pretty much Aprilia country, isn't it?
Well, it is, and that's why I'm sure Max is trying to wind himself up to get a win here and start his campaign, and that is ominous to Checker.
15,500 RPM that Yamaha revs to. That's a lot of RPM for
It's a
1,000.
beast. Always was, though. Even Ben Spies, when he won his championship, said that it was taming the beast was what it was all about.
And you know how they've made that bike better? By taming it down.
Yeah.
They've taken some power away, made it a lot easier to ride.
As we go on board with him.
So the difference between these two bikes is basically the engine and electronic system is the same, but the chassis, look at the BMW Italia bike. Can he do it? Can he do it? Can he do it?
Yes, he's in the right position.
Thank you.
Go
Thank
on,
you.
Ayrton.
He's through.
He is. Badavini holds it tight. Go on.
It's the last thing Leon Haslam wants to see.
No.
But to be fair, yeah, so the BMW Italia bike is the chassis and the forks and all that is all put together and developed in Italy, and the factory bike is obviously made in the German factory.
I'm almost feeling sorry for Leon, because on that Suzuki, he would not have Badavini anywhere near him.
No, definitely not. I mean, obviously there's still work to be done, and Leon himself has said if they'd only do what I asked them to do, he'd be further up the front.
Those are his words, and he's struggling at the moment, Leon Haslam. Well, now, again, he catches up and then loses out in this section. Now, watch the end of the straight here. Here's where Biaggi's got the advantage. You can see it's 3 or 4 bike lengths. Now, watch Marco at the end of the straight. Here he pops up, and he's just then popped in for a little bit longer than Biaggi, and that's why he catches up. Look at that.
Yeah, they've got two completely different braking styles. Marco's bike is a lot softer in the front, which allows that Yamaha to turn tighter. But Biaggi can brake just that little bit later. And when you brake that little bit later, it's very hard for someone with Marco Melandri's style to get past.
The board says it all, +0. And Biaggi, if he wasn't sure, knows exactly what the situation is. And Badavini continues to hold off Leon Haslam. He overtook him on the back straight, and Haslam shakes his head again. Tries to come alongside Badavini this time, and just muscles his way into turn 1.
He's behind Max. He'll probably just let Max wear out for a couple more laps and then try and make a pass. But in saying that, it's not easy to make Max unless he makes a mistake.
Still a long way to go, Steve.
Yeah, anything can happen.
It's hot out there, I know that.
Melandri if you have a look at Melandri's lines at the moment, it's not like he's looking for a way past. He's pretty much mirroring Max Biaggi, so he's probably just biding his time. He's not like looking up the inside or trying to cut tighter lines or stand it up. Probably saving that rear tyre a little bit.
Now this is one of the sections, this long left-hander, where we saw the attrition rate of the tyres really starting to tell in the closing laps. People getting out of shape. Checker was one, Landry another.
Oh,
and
there you go.
There's a mistake by Biaggi.
There's your first mistake, and that will give Melandri the confidence that he needs to know that Biaggi is starting to flail a little bit. He's wide again. Biaggi's wide again. Look at the drive that Melandri's got this time.
Much better, but look at Biaggi go.
Yeah, it's that bottom end torque. That Aprilia has just got that. It's like
now you watch this gap come down from there. Here we go, bit by bit, as we come to the edge of the corner. There he is again.
Just into turn one.
They've upped the pace again at 59.9 again.
Yeah.
Oh, and a mistake by Molandri! Big time at the first corner. That's blown in. It could play into Checker's hands because he's well slow out of the exit there. And Checker was 5 seconds adrift. Labadie pushing as hard as he can. There's the gaps. He's taken a little bit out of Haga in the last 3 laps.
But once again, Haga, nice line into there from Noriki Haga. I think there'll be one happy BMW rider at the end of this day, and it ain't going to be Aslan.
Badavini's still looking for a way past. He hasn't given up. Biaggi starts his last lap. And shows you the gap when these guys are still 3 corners away. And pass them again sideways. Does he go wide? No, just holds it together. Badavini, though, right there with him. It's going to be the number 1. Spills galore at Mazzano. And he's still eked out 2 second places. Badly bruised, ribs and hip last time out. But he looks over his shoulder as he heads down the back straight. And there's nobody in sight. Just needs to hold it all together, take his time here, just knock it off by 20%. Just carefully stroke it through the last turn, and he does just that. He's done it so many times before. And the 5-time world champion heads to victory, number 1 in 2011. And I think he might just give us a wheelie.
Do you think?
No, I think he had a problem then.
No, I think that was like, there you go. He wants to slow down and
celebrating. But across the line comes Molandri now, some 4.8 seconds adrift. But it's victory finally for Biaggi. He is the king of Aragon.